Grace Rivera, and I'm a social and cultural psychologist at the University of Mississippi. My primary research connected to the Center for Practical Ethics has to do with the beliefs that people hold about themselves and the systems that they live in. For example, I study authenticity, or the sense that one knows and is living in accordance with who they truly are deep down, and the implications of authenticity, both our own and our perceptions of others' authenticity, for a variety of important life outcomes like well-being and goal pursuit and positive social interactions. I'm also interested in the beliefs that people hold about character development. For example, do I see important character traits like honesty and compassion and perspective taking as things that I can improve on over time, or do I see these as like sort of fixed aspects of my being, and how do such beliefs affect my own behavior and my interactions with others? So those are just a few of the topics that I've been interested in and especially involved with the center. Yeah, sure. So some broad themes of my research involve how people navigate some of life's big questions, like who am I? How do I live a good life and make satisfying decisions? How do I judge others, and what role might social biases or stereotypes play in my judgments? And then, like, how do I explain ongoing social or racial inequalities in the world around me? So those are some of the kind of big themes and questions that I'm interested in. I'm really interested in how our everyday reasonings, or also known as lay theories, about ourselves and others and the systems that we live in are shaped by our culture, and how that can have powerful implications for our well-being as well as the way that we work with others. And I'd say that some of the most valuable aspects of my work with the center has been first the applied nature of the work we've been doing. So I've had the privilege of serving as the chair of the research team for a project on character education and leadership development, which is funded by Wake Forest University and the Lilly Endowment. And in this project, we've been doing work here on campus with students, faculty, and staff, and they get to engage in all sorts of events and professional development opportunities, encouraging us to think about what character development really means to us and how to grow as leaders in our spaces, all while considering how we're kind of connected across departments by the university creed. So I've been leading qualitative and quantitative research around this programming to help us better understand all the excellent efforts in these domains already happening on campus, as well as areas where more resources or activities would be welcome and where we could bring people together. And another really valuable aspect about working with the center has been the connections that I've gotten to be a part of and that we've built across the campus and broader community. So for example, I've been working as a co-PI on another project with Mississippi middle and high school students and communities. This work's funded by the Department of Justice and aimed at fostering school safety and positive climate. So I've gotten to work with people across departments, like with philosophy and psychology, as well as social work and education, and working with community members who are in nonprofits for really interdisciplinary and community engaged research. So I think these are some of the aspects I found really valuable about my work with the center. Yeah, so I decided to get involved with the center after meeting Deborah and the Center's for Practical Ethics team back in 2022. We connected over coffee and we talked about some of our shared interests in understanding character development, encouraging positive and productive dialogues even when we're discussing kind of difficult moral dilemmas, and also interests in kind of fostering greater belonging and authenticity in our communities. And so I really appreciated the center's vision for kind of bringing people together across disciplines, as well as collaborating with community members and across different institutions to engage in applied work that answers kind of timely, meaningful questions. And that's really what encouraged me to get involved in the center. As far as what initially drew me to these topics, it's hard to kind of pinpoint an exact moment, but I'd say that I initially became interested in these areas kind of way back when I was doing my undergraduate work. I actually started as an international relations major, and while I was really interested in understanding behavior at the level of nations and policies, in those classes, I kept finding myself thinking about the individuals within those nations and how they respond to policy changes and how national or cultural level factors affect individual outcomes and well-being. So at that point, I added my psychology degree and kind of naturally found my home in social and cultural psychology, kind of looking at that interplay between individuals and systems. So I'd say that experience also really started an ongoing interest in interdisciplinary work. So I've had the chance to work with philosophers and developmental psychologists back in graduate school on research looking at beliefs about character development. And then when I started my position here as a faculty member and met the members of the Center for Practical Ethics, I felt like this was a place where I could fit in and do some exciting work with others who had a passion for applied interdisciplinary work. So those are, I think, some of the things that drew me into working with the center.